Welcome to the August 5th, 2024 meeting of the Parks and Recreation Commission meeting. Will the staff secretary call the roll, please?
Yes. Nick Alexander.
Here.
Renee Borowiak.
Here.
Matthew Bridge.
Here.
Mike Esparza.
Here.
Sophia Moreno is absent excused. Sandra Pollock-Cushing is absent excused. Regina Socek is absent excused. And we have Jeff Short.
I'm here.
Will Commissioner Esparza lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we have public comments. Will the secretary read the procedures for addressing the Parks and Recreation Commission tonight?
Citizens addressing the commission during public comment are asked to approach the podium and are limited to 3 minutes, unless extended by the chair, and must be regarding items that are not listed on the agenda and are within the city jurisdiction. The Brown Act does not permit any action or discussion on items not listed on the agenda. No action will be taken on items addressed under public comments.
We will now open public comments. Anybody here for public comments? Doesn't look like it. We will close public comments. Next on the agenda is the approval of the draft meeting minutes of the June 3rd, 2024 Parks and Recreation Commission meeting. Are there any questions or comments from the commission about the June 3rd minutes? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
And do we have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. Next on the agenda is item 6.1, FD-51 Neighborhood Park Master Plan. Tara G.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here to present to you the master plan for Neighborhood Park FD-51. FD-51 is a 1.1 acre park site located in the Sierra Vista area. The roads surrounding the park are Earl Rush Drive at Market. This park backs up onto an open space area. The budget for this site is $700,000, and once you consider design, permitting, engineering, and inspection, the actual dollars available for construction is $550,000. Public outreach included a virtual workshop, which was held in January of 2024 with 21 residents attending. An in-person workshop was held on March 24th with 9 residents attending. And a 2-week write-in period opened in mid-June and closed at the end of June. 6 people wrote in, 5 in support of the proposed plan, and 1 suggesting the grass area to be located in the back of the park versus in the front of the park as shown here in the sketch. The proposed master plan is intended to meet the limited budget of $550,000 with a small grass area in the light green, a connecting concrete path to a shaded seating picnic area with 2 or 3 tables, an undeveloped transition area which is shown here in a dark green-brown color with natural pathways and trees. Switching the location of the grass area could be problematic or would be problematic. When the neighbors wanted the grass to be more visible to create a clean aesthetic look or curb appeal to the neighborhood, as well, since the open space does contain a drainage area adjacent to the park site, preventing chemicals such as fertilizer, pre- and post-emergent from entering into the drainage system would be a concern. The undeveloped or more natural space between the grass and the open space and drainage would provide a natural filter to ensure that any water entering into the drainage way is clean. The undeveloped portion of this park site would also offer a nice transition between the developed portion and the undeveloped portion. A fence is also proposed to be located at the back of sidewalk, as well as in the back edge between the park and the open space drainage area. So if approved tonight, our next steps will be to forward the master plan to the City Council, begin the preparation for construction documents and bidding, and then target construction for the spring of 2025. The action here before you tonight is to approve the FD 51 Neighborhood Park Master Plan and forward it to the City Council pending environmental clearance. This concludes my presentation, and I'll turn it back to you for any questions or comments.
Okay, we're going to open this to the commission for comment.
Can I? Oh, go ahead.
Either way. Okay.
I want you to go. I want to hear what you have to say.
So, I mean, not a lot of amenities proposed at this park. Was there a lot of feedback from the neighborhood about that? Is there some cost issues that are prohibiting that?
The neighborhood actually wanted it to be a very passive
Okay.
park. Felt that this corner space was not really conducive to having active play areas, either throwing balls or children's play areas or those kinds of activities. And they recognized that it would, there's other parks that are more nearby
Yep.
that are more conducive to that kind of activity. So their desire really was to keep this very natural looking and just have a place to sit, lots of trees, lots of natural space.
And that was going to be my next half point, I guess, is there are a lot of really great parks with that more, play structure centered, active things in the area. So I don't see it as a negative. I was just wondering if that was,
Comment.
Exactly.
Yeah, good question,
Thank you.
and I should have said that earlier.
Thank you.
Yeah, with the natural area behind it, is there any integration of trails that kind of go in there, or is that like not a walking trail kind of natural area?
Yeah, proposed in that natural area are some natural trails or dirt trails that go along, and they'll
It's not
weave
like a
through it.
swampy area, I guess.
I'm sorry?
It's not like a swampy area?
No. The swampy area is in the back, outside of the park. So that's why we put a fence between the edge of the park and the open space drainage area, so that people don't accidentally wander into the more wet space. And that was also a request from the neighbors.
What's the elevation difference between the park and the open space?
There is a little bit of a grade difference. It's probably, I don't know how much, but several feet.
Okay, so you got to slope off the backside?
Yes.
Okay. And then the brown area, is that just mulch?
If we can put mulch, we'd like to be able to. It could be hydroseeded wildflower mix as well.
Okay, all right. That's all I have.
I just had a quick question. The grassy area, is it turf, which is what it says here on the picture, or is it grass?
It's actually grass.
Okay.
Yes, we use that term interchangeably.
Okay, I was just curious because of the chemicals, and I thought, why would you need that for the turf? Okay, so it is
Yeah,
grass.
So
Okay.
we would save, just a matter of clarification, we'd save the artificial turf for the more active sports fields
perfect.
or
Thank you.
complexes.
Just have one more comment. I imagine the kids will be creative with play on that green space.
Yes.
Any other comments? No? Okay, we'll open this to public comment. Any public comments? No? Okay, we'll close public comments. Is there a motion to approve the master plan for FD 51 Neighborhood Park? Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Thank you, Tara, for your presentation. Next on the agenda is item 6.2, Youth Sports Coalition 2024 Scholarship Recipients.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Christy LaRoche. I'm the Recreation Superintendent and the staff representative on the Youth Sports Coalition. So I am here tonight to talk about our 2024 recipients. Since 2009, the Youth Sports Coalition awards about $4,500 annually to individuals associated with their respective leagues. This year in the April meeting, 5 individuals from 7 leagues were selected as recipients, and the coalition decided to award 2 merit scholars this year, both receiving an additional $1,000 in scholarship money. Our first scholarship recipient comes from Roseville Soccer Club. Amelia Johnson is a graduate of Roseville High School with a 4.2 total GPA. Amelia plans to attend Jessup University to study psychology with a career goal of being a child's therapist. Throughout high school, Amelia not only had academic success, she was also involved in a variety of community activities, including children's ministry volunteer, youth group student leadership, and a bell ringer for the Salvation Army. Amelia has given back to her league by being a referee and a coach. And she has also received several scholastic honors and awards, such as the National Honor Society, a double gold merit award, and a California Scholarship Federation award. Lastly, she has been involved in high school by participating in student government, Fearless Christian Club, Tiger Pride Club, and Tiger Link Club. Our second scholarship recipient comes from Granite Bay FC. Genevieve Garcia is a graduate of Granite Bay High School with a 4.42 total GPA. Genevieve plans to study English in college. Throughout high school, Genevieve not only had academic success, she also was involved with a variety of community activities, including the National Charity League, volunteering with Placer SPCA, St. Vincent de Paul Soup Kitchen, and Gigi's Playhouse, just to name a few. Genevieve has given back to her league by being a volunteer Granite Bay FC soccer coach in the summer soccer camps. She has also received scholastic honors and awards such as the National Honor Society, California Scholarship Federation, Scholarship Athlete, All-League Sierra Foothill Second Team. And lastly, she's been involved in high school by playing on the Granite Bay High School soccer team, a member of the Link Crew, an orientation leader, and a top-notch soccer player. Our third scholarship recipient comes from Roseville Little League. Graham Martin is a graduate of Western Sierra College Academy with a 4.44 total GPA. Graham plans to attend Cal Poly to study mechanical engineering. Throughout high school, Graham not only had academic success, but he was involved in a variety of community activities, including completing Boy Scouts and Eagle Scout projects, completed fundraising at Western Sierra Collegiate Academy, and being a chemistry tutor. Graham has given back to his league by completing an Eagle Scout project that rebuilt the scorer's booth at Richards Field, and this project was over 200 hours and was led by him. He also received several scholastic honors and sports awards, such as the Principal's Honor Roll a total of 6 times, a Scholar Athlete Award recipient 7 times, a Western Sierra Mission Award for exemplifying the school's message, and lastly, he's been involved with school as a member of the Jazz Club and participating in both cross-country and track and field. Our fourth scholarship recipient comes from Roseville Girls Softball. Kylie Crossman is a graduate of Roseville High School with a 4.2 total GPA. Kylie plans to attend Cal Poly to study liberal studies with a career goal of being an elementary school teacher. Throughout high school, Kylie not only had success, but she was involved in community activities including the National Charity League, Bayside Adventure Children's Ministry, and multiple church outreach opportunities. She's given back to her league by being an umpire and assisting with Roseville Girls Softball clinics. She's also received scholastic honors such as the National Honor Society, National Charity League, Academic Merit Award, and double gold medal. And lastly, she's been involved by participating with RHS softball team and being a member of the California Scholarship Federation and receiving multiple Tiger Pride awards. And our fifth and final scholarship recipient comes from Wood Creek Little League. Ryan Sisson is a graduate from West Park High School with a total of 3.66 GPA. Ryan plans to attend the University of Utah to study business. Throughout high school, Ryan not only had academic success, but was involved in volunteering at both Orchard Ranch and Riego Creek Elementary Schools, being a youth flag football referee and coach, and volunteered at West Park High School youth baseball clinics. Ryan has given back to his league by participating in being a junior umpire for Wood Creek, and he's also received several scholastic awards and honors, such as All-League Scholar, Most Valuable Player, Offensive Player of the Year, and an Academic Merit Award. Lastly, he's been involved in high school by being a West Park High School sports club member, was a multi-sport athlete by playing on the football, basketball, and baseball for West Park. So as you can see with each introduction, these young adults have an impressive resume. Along with the Youth Sports Coalition, I wanted to congratulate these outstanding athletes for their accomplishments both on and off the field and wish them the best of luck as they head to college. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Open up for commissioner comment?
All I can say is it's an impressive collection of young people.
How about, we'll open it up for any public comment? Okay, we'll close public comment. This item is information only and no action is required of the commission. Thank you, Christy, for your presentation. Next on the agenda is agenda item 6.3, Leadership and Staff Development HPO Team, Christy LaRoche and Russell Soares.
All right, good evening, commissioners. Earlier this year in February, we shared about our hiring and onboarding team as we introduced you to one of our high-performing organizational teams. We're back tonight to introduce you to another HPO team. Russell and myself are here to share about the leadership and staff development. The two of us have had the opportunity to chair and co-chair this team that creates learning opportunities for our PRL staff. The PRL Leadership and Staff Development Team strengthens our department by developing staff and creating leadership and training opportunities. This unique opportunity focuses on the personal and professional growth of all department staff. The team outlines our purpose as focusing on strengthening leadership skills and competencies. We do this by providing trainings and staff development opportunities for all levels within the department, being innovative and creative when developing diverse programs and leadership trainings while strengthening existing ones. We align our leadership and staff development with the department mission, vision, and core values and competencies. We do this by creating valuable trainings that benefit both the employee and the department. We serve as champions, advocates, and voices of staff development. We do this by taking the pulse of staff and asking what they want or need. We increase awareness of valuable trainings outside the organization, and we make them available to staff. We do this by seeking out beneficial offerings from other agencies or organizations that would benefit our PRL employees. The team is comprised of various individuals in a variety of different position levels within PRL, and the team meets on a monthly basis to work towards the completion of our designated annual goals. Along with our regular meetings, this team also completes an annual retreat where we review the previous year and the goals, and we come up with new ideas and establish new goals for the following year. I'm going to turn it over to my Vice Chair Russell to highlight our trainings and our newsletter.
Good evening. I'm Russell Soares, Park Superintendent. Thank you for having me. The Leadership and Staff Development Teams offers a variety of trainings for staff. Let me tell you about some of them. First off, Teams at TAM was designed as a virtual training lasting no more than 30 minutes. We opened up facilitator opportunities to the PRL staff, and many took advantage of the opportunities. Some topics have included difficult customer strategies, mindfulness, creating a safe community space, and even trainings about lessons learned from Ted Lasso about being a good coach and mentor. We also conducted in-person trainings. These more in-depth trainings created opportunity for staff to connect and grow their skill set. Some trainings included speed mentoring, facilitator training, a 6-week leadership lab series, and our annual customer service training. Coming this fall, our team will introduce a new team cast. This is a Microsoft Teams Meets podcast experience where staff can read a particular book, article or book and log on to talk about it as a group. This will allow staff the chance to focus on their professional growth. So how do we come up with these trainings? In 2023, a staff survey was conducted that gave individuals the opportunity to share what would be most beneficial to them. Along with the survey, the team explores current trends within our profession and uses this information to put together learning opportunities. Along with the in-person and Teams trainings, the Leadership and Staff Development Team created a quarterly newsletter. For this year, the newsletter has been focusing on the City of Roseville's core leadership competencies. Each newsletter highlights the competency, then shows books, articles, and videos that help give more information about the importance of that competency. In addition, the team has also created a resource catalog. This catalog contains icebreakers, team building exercises, video clips that enhance the message, articles, books, podcasts, and hands-on activities. This resource catalog is for use by all PRL staff and contains hundreds of learning tools to enhance trainings and meetings in addition to many personal growth tools.
So I hope you've enjoyed hearing about our leadership and staff development team this evening. This group is just another reason why PRL is so awesome. Personal and professional growth is imperative for all of us to stay at the top of our game. Russell and I are happy to answer any questions you might have about our leadership and development program.
We'll open up for commissioner comments.
I agree that this is awesome. How many employees are offered the opportunity to partake in this?
It is the entire PRL, so I'm going to look to Jill. What's that total number?
Well, we've got close to 150 full-time employees and then hundreds of part-time employees.
So that was my actual
So-
next question. Does that include the part-time employees, the seasonal summer employees too? That is fantastic. Thank you.
On the virtual and in-person offerings, is it a choice, or do they attend some virtual and some in-person?
Yeah, so we have two different offerings. We have our teams at 10, and that one we did on purpose because some people, like Russell's crew, actually works out in the field. So it would be difficult for them to stop what they're doing and have to come into a location versus if they could take that quick break, they can log on from their phone and get that training right then and there. And then we do have the more in-depth in-person ones, and that gives that more hands-on experience, and we can also dive in a lot deeper.
So are those the in-depth ones, can they choose to come to those, or which ones they want to come to?
Oh, yeah, they can choose to come whichever training that they want that personal growth in. We have some staff that sign up for every single training we offer, and then we
Oh,
have
nice.
some that just sign up for ones that work for them.
Would you be able to tell us if there's a preference that you've seen with all the employees for the in-person or the virtual? Just curious.
It's been split. We've been trying to develop, the online is 50/50. We're really trying to narrow down a time. Teams at 10 was originally called Lunch and Learn, and we had it at lunch, and then our attendance kind of plateaued, so we're like, well, let's move it around a little bit and see if we can get some more attendance. And then it kind of stayed the same. So we're trying to find how we can reach the staff, the ones that want to participate in things that aren't required. There is a few on here that are required. We make sure that everybody goes through our customer service training. When you get hired, every single person has to go through that to ensure they understand how Roseville does things. But most of it's all based if they'd like to or not.
Do you keep do you keep track of how many of the employees are attending? Do you think you're hitting most of the employees, if not all?
Yeah,
Between the two different offerings?
Our virtual ones, so we were, at one point, we were about 45, 50 people coming to the virtual ones. And then our in-person ones were less than that because there was more of a time commitment to it. But yeah, there's something that we're paying close attention to, especially if there are things that are really popular or we find that we do the virtual ones and people say that was great, but I want more information. So then for us, we say, oh, okay, do we want to do another virtual offering, or do we want to take what we've already started and maybe build on it to do an in-person one?
And my last question, have you done, or do you plan to do another survey to just see what the response is after having done this for a year?
Yes, so we do a pulse survey every year in our department, and some of the feedback was that they really appreciate our trainings, but really wanted to see even more ideas. And so our team is going to head to a retreat in about a month or two, and we're going to select another survey set of questions so that we can really kind of dial in what they're most interested in and what would get them excited.
Okay, great, that's great, fantastic. Okay, we'll open it up for public comment. Okay, nobody here. We'll close public comments. This item is information only. No action is required of the commission. Thank you, Christy and Russell, for your presentation. Now we're on to reports from staff.
Well, good evening, Commissioners. I'm Jill Geller, your Parks, Recreation, and Libraries Director, and I just do have a few comments tonight. But first, I want to thank everyone that made their presentations tonight, and especially that last presentation. You all don't hear a lot about the things that we do behind the scenes. Everyone sees the programs that we're out there offering to the public, but we really do a lot of work to make sure our employees are well-trained and well-prepared for the work that they do as well. So thank you for that presentation. And how many people come to our customer service training? It's in the hundreds, right?
About 200.
Yeah. So, we talked about attendance at some of them, and that one is a really big one. And I'll just also reiterate, between the virtual and the in-person and what time of day, because the work we do is so diverse here, with park workers being in the field and some people being in the office and some working at our fitness center, our schedules are so varied that we never know what the best time is for everyone to be able to attend. So we try to mix it up and have trainings different times of day to catch one person or another at all times. So thank you again for that. Also, the Youth Sports Coalition Scholarship presentation, I don't know about you, but I always feel like a slacker after I hear what all of those students are doing. I agree with your comments that they are just outstanding. I'm glad that they can be recognized in that way. A few other things that have happened as of late or will be coming up, the 4th of July parade and celebration. Thank you all for your participation there. We had thousands of people downtown again for both the parade and the festivities at Royer Park, even though it was 100 million degrees. But that was very successful. We're wrapping up our summer programming right now, even though it's just the beginning of August. It really is the end of summer for much of our programming. Our adventure clubs are getting ready to start because the schools go back to school this week. So we'll be gearing up for our school year programs here very soon. Tomorrow's National Night Out. Some of you may be participating in some of those festivities, and many of them, probably about a dozen of them, are taking place in our Roseville parks. So our parks will be very busy tomorrow night. And next month's meeting date is on Labor Day, so we won't be meeting in September. Our October meeting date falls at the same time that many of us, including myself, will be in Atlanta for the National Recreation and Parks Conference. So it's possible that this group won't meet again until November. If we have some pressing items, obviously we'll call a special meeting. And there will likely be some park dedications between now and the next time we see you as well. So we'll send that information to you via meeting invitation. And I'll also send you a note from Atlanta to let you know the outcome of the Gold Medal Award. And that's all I have.
Okay, any comments from commissioners?
Real quick, we went on, our family vacations this summer. We stopped at the library to check out some books. Obviously, I remembered, and it wasn't just happenstance, that we were there for the Meet the Goats Day that the PRL team put on. So of course, took the kids. It was a great event. Just want to thank you for doing such, fun and interesting and educational events for the residents. We certainly got our usage out of the parks facilities this summer, but just that one being kind of a surprise. Oh yeah, this is happening here now. We were at Martha Riley. But anyway, great event. Thank you so much for all the work that you and everyone did over the summer. Like I mentioned on the last item, lots of seasonal employees for the summer. Everyone that I interacted with was fantastic. So
Great,
thank you.
Yeah, you just mentioned park dedications, and it just jogged my memory here. We've got Aldo C. Panesci Senior Park. Aldo C. Panesci Jr. just recently passed away. And I want to just plant the seed that we should think about recognizing Aldo C. Panesci Jr. in some way. He was quite dedicated to this community.
If I could jump in on that, I agree 100%. In fact, I know that the city of Lincoln is actually dedicating a park in his name. I don't think that should preclude the city of Roseville from looking at a park or something to honor him, but absolutely.
I mean, to the extent that you can run that up to the council, that would be great.
I know there are several conversations occurring on different ways that we might recognize him.
I think during 4th of July, you'd mentioned you had some preliminary estimates on the Taylor Swift concert thing. Did we ever get a feel for how that went?
No, we do not have an exact number yet, but I will say the clickers, so we now use Placer AI, which is really fantastic. We have not pulled those numbers yet. Based on our clickers, we had about 4,500 that we had clicked into the event. So it was between the fair on Vernon Street and then leading into that event.
How's that compare with the other concerts?
Typical concerts are just under 3,000.
Okay.
So it was a bigger one. But this last one, the Zepparella, that one was even bigger.
Oh.
So our concerts are definitely taking off.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Good to see.
Yeah, real quick, I mean, I know that you mentioned that, but I was actually thinking in terms of size of people that have been down here was the Big Boy, the UP Big Boy event was surprisingly big attendance. But was there any data from Placer AI on that one?
It just came out.
Yeah, Yeah, we heard from UP that they thought about 30,000 people came through the downtown area in those 2 days.
Wow. I didn't realize it was going to be that big, and I volunteered for it, and I was helping out. I'm like, who are these people? Yeah.
Well, how many did you count?
I talked to a lot of people that came from other areas, like New Jersey and like South Carolina. I mean, southern part of the state. So I was really surprised that people were coming from all over.
Yeah, Placer Valley Tourism, I think, even did a study on the economic impact of that. I don't have those numbers off the top of my head, but there was a great economic impact to the whole city from that.
Yep, big time.
I just wanted to mention, I drive down Main Street quite a bit because of work and whatnot, and Weber Park, I'm amazed at how quickly it's coming about. They're doing fantastic work. Because in the where they're building those homes down the way, I keep going, okay, Weber Park, look how fast they're going. They're really moving it along really quickly.
They really are. We're
Yeah,
very
making headway.
pleased. And Johnson Pool as well. I don't know if you've driven by Johnson Pool. The old pool's gone. I mean, they're completely rebuilding that pool. So I'll just look at Tara to get the nod that both of those teams are doing great work
Yeah,
on
they
those
are.
two major projects. So we're excited to have an unveiling of those next year.
But that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Okay, so guess that's it, adjournment. Next on the agenda is item 8, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The August 5th, 2024 Parks and Recreation Commission meeting is adjourned at 6:32 PM.
3 minutes early.
Due to the Labor Day holiday, we will not. It's finished? Don't, sounds like it went off.